Hello everybody, welcome back to Whimsicraft. Today you can see that we're back here. Yeah, a little while back I showed a little retrofit that I'd made to this farm to, I guess, improve it. And I've improved it even further by actually adding a proper storage system that works. So, yep, all our stuff is now being sorted into the chests, which is very, very cool. And it should help for today's project, which is actually over by the alien, which still looks absolutely fantastic. But I want to show a little tiny thing. In the last episode, I got a comment under a video, under the video, and I thought it was very, very insightful. There was an idea to add a bit of red. Now, there are tiny amounts of red in this build, just like really, really small highlights, and I didn't think to particularly lean into it, but actually the heavy contrast of the colors might actually work really, really, really well. So I think what I want to do is introduce some like backs of observers, more kind of like lever lights and redstone torches, perhaps, you know, little redstone things to increase the amount of red that we've got, and it should be a nice improvement. So that's what we're going to start today off with, and then once we've done that, we'll go back underground to continue the tunneling. Now this is why I love shaders, people. The emissiveness of the torches and the little levers and the little observer light flashes. It just adds a subtle extra color. And honestly, I really, really like it. It's fairly dispersed and random. Obviously, I could have gone pretty heavy-handed with the red, but to be honest, I'm a really big fan of this. I'm not a fan of the crane that I just smashed into, but yeah. Even my armor matches very nicely, which is very cool. So, yeah. Now that we have finished that, and I've remembered where my own face is, let's go and work in the underground tunnels. This is tunnel number 1, and tunnel number 1 is quite interesting, because tunnel number 1 moves towards my wonderful neighbour, LTP. Oh, it's raining, you can't see anything. Let me, LTP. And we had this cool idea to put a train station down into the depths, and hopefully will form part of an actual train station system, but aesthetically it's still a cool idea. But that means that we need to, well, extend the tunnel a bit, because as you can imagine, I flew quite far, and this tunnel is not quite that far, so yeah, tunnel not long enough, so I guess we'll start with some digging. I'm procrastinating because this is a really hard project, because I've got to figure out how to decorate an entire tunnel. So, yeah, what? This happened last episode as well, people just randomly dying in chat. Of course, just while I'm recording. Anyway, let's dig a hole, and we'll do a time lapse, because it's satisfying. Let's go. Alright, so now I've got the longest tunnel known to man. I think what I want to do is I want to do something a little bit different. These two previous tunnels that I've built, you can see that the floor is actually rather flat, and the shape of it's quite simple. I think for the other two tunnels that I want to do something a little bit different, and I think namely I want to take more close inspiration from my good neighbour on the other side, Finn, and what he has done is they're like proper sewer pipes. There's like a big dip in the middle full of water, and I think that's a much more interesting thing that I can do. And of course that means that I need to kind of raise this up a little bit, have quite high floors, and then we can go backwards. And hopefully that will make for some good variation and also make sense in the general scope of this. But I think we want to introduce more tuff, as well as the normal coppery blocks. And I do think the style does need to be a little bit different. But yeah, it should look fantastic. So I think I'm going to design a little section, we can have a look, and then we might even jump straight back into time-lapse mode. I don't know what it is about tunnels, they just make for such great time-lapses. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Alrighty people, so I've made a tiny little bit of progress, but I need more copper, and a wonderful person in chat is here to help. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
I hear you have some copper for me.
You want some copper? Yeah.
Yo.
You can take all that if you want.
My inventory's kind of full, but I appreciate it. Hold on.
Yeah, I want
throw
that
some
sugar.
ice away. I think that is enough for me, bro. I appreciate it. And
if you have any left over, you can feel free to hand it back. If not, don't worry. If you need any more as well.
Yeah, no. Give it.
Is that it? You don't need that?
I mean, I'll take the rest, but like, I don't think I'll use it.
Alright, okay.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You actually have quite a lot of copper around here.
Yeah, it's all going underground.
Oh, I'm excited to see it. Excited to see it.
Alright.
See you, Toby. Bye.
Alrighty, people, that is very, very helpful. Yes, we can now finish off the demonstration section, and then obviously we're going to use all of this for the time lapse. This is not just for the one bit. That would be kind of crazy. Right. Let's go make some progress. Okay, people, we are back, and I like this. I really do like this a lot. It's yeah, it feels like the correct vibe, I guess. As you can see, I kind of got a little bit carried away last night, and I kind of added it all in, but we still got plenty of work to do. But one thing I want to quickly do is have a little bit of once I'm back here, have a little bit of a cart where I want to show what the individual sections will look like. So as you can see, we've kind of got these nice arches and then the walls on the ceiling. And what these are supposed to do is not only give us defined sections to work in, to make it feel like a less daunting task, bit of a psychology trick there, to stop me from losing my mind. But no, what it really feels like is this is supported and it kind of makes structural sense. Obviously these walls haven't quite been filled in yet, but these are going to be a little bit more tricky. I want to add a little bit more detail into them than just bricks and not bricks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and take some inspiration once again from our lovely neighbour, Finn, who has a little bit of a similar vibe going on. And of course, this is where we want to finish. We want to kind of, I guess, get to this point, connect our tunnels together at some point. However, his is a little bit different, but we can still take inspiration. First off, this type of idea. I don't want to do this in the floor, but in the walls, there's kind of like cracked divot area I think is super important. I did something similar when I did an underground tunnel in my hardcore world, actually. And something over here, of course, hanging roots. They're so important for this build. They're such a pain to get, but they are really, really, really nice. And lichen too. So we've got a good selection of different things that we can kind of take inspiration from. Obviously, Finn has been a bit more heavy-handed with copper here on the walls. And that's quite interesting because our overarching plan, I guess, is that at some point these two tunnels will completely connect. And the fun thing about that is that obviously they have to kind of get around and farm and all of that. But then eventually, if I can find where we're going, there will be some kind of connection, which is very, very cool. But obviously that's taking ages, and today that's not quite our focus because we're building in the other direction. However, you know, we've got to take inspiration from people, we're going to have matching stuff. And the final thing that Finn does is uses soul lanterns, and I think that I want to not use soul lanterns, and the reason for that is between these two tunnels specifically, there's going to be some kind of like huge cavernous reservoir thing, like almost like an underground dam. And it was Finn's idea, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool because it can be used as a transition between two different styles. We can say, oh, whatever, the builders change styles, or they're just different builders between the two sides. So that's a really cool reason to change, that they've kind of met up, built this reservoir, and then gone in their separate ways, in their separate styles. And I think that's pretty cool, but yeah, I guess that means that I need to get some hanging roots and maybe some like mossy cobblestone things. So yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, I guess we'll get straight on with it. Okay, everybody, as you can see, we have made a little bit of a change down here. Yep, I'm standing on scaffolding now. I'm sick of falling in the water, so yeah, makes sense. Shame is blocking what I built down here. Just a bit of a extra glow lichen and on the walls, and of course, the lovely hanging roots. And I have already previously complained about how painful it is to get lots of hanging roots, and we're going to be using loads, so yeah, I guess I should just cry or something, I don't know. Also, our first trapdoor has got to the first green stage of oxidation. It only took, multiple hours of me sitting here, doing stuff. God. But yeah, we have one complete section. I love it. So I think what I want to do is I want to do more. I mean, like, at the end of the day, we need to get all the way over there. And it's going to take us a while. So there's no point in, like, procrastinating, yapping. I'm just going to build this, and this one section maybe took me, a few hours, so a few hours per section is extremely terrifying, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh god. Okay. Right, I need to stop yapping and get on with it. Okay. Let's go. Hold on, guys. Let's wait 2 seconds. I promise I will get on with this. I've actually done a little bit, but I promise I'll get on with it. But first, here's a little bit of a segment that I got with Finn, and obviously one of my neighbours, and I wanted to show him what I'd been up to, and yeah, I guess we'll watch that little interaction, and then hopefully when you guys come back, I'll have actually made some decent progress. Let's go. Welcome back, Finn. It's been a little while since I've invited you over here, and I want to show you some progress that I've been making. Actually, not towards your base, towards LTPs, but close enough. So if I hop my way up here, you can see.
Well, I like the copper trapdoors here.
Yeah, they're gonna change to oxidized to match the copper beneath, but I might give them a little bit of variation. We shall see. But yeah. I'm kind of happy with how this is kind of going, but I think it's got a bit of a different vibe to you, but I actually explained to my audience why the vibe was different. And it was because I had this idea that kind of between our bases there would be some kind of transitionary thing that would kind of signify the difference. So my tunnels would all have this vibe, and your tunnels obviously have a bit more of a cleaner vibe. And I think that's pretty cool.
These look older too. Like there's more roots, there's more deterioration, and then even just using more of the mossy cobblestone, it's very much like been cracked apart by by roots, by some of the lichen and stuff like that. It definitely gives a lot more of that age feel, and even just having the I guess like this almost the trapdoors kind of give it a little bit more of a, I don't know why these give it more of an old feel, but it like a less sturdy or like more basic, like it was made for a smaller civilization or a smaller need, whereas when they and
like even
upgraded to a larger
pipes,
size,
it's a half size like exit chute, whereas yours are a full trapdoor opening. So I feel like even like that kind of signifies the low capacity and rudimentary nature of this, I guess. But yeah. And
Does this connect
actually
to LTPs?
having a rundown is quite fun because come past the beacon.
Whoa.
The beacon is halfway, so we continue going, and just beyond here is where the train station is going to be between me and LTP ish.
Oh.
So it's going to kind of almost be the sewer connection. I assume you're in free cam. You can kind of see that if you...
I'm trying to see where his base is.
It's kind of through the cave. If you look beyond the cave, you can see his base. And I am a bit lower than him, but that's quite cool because elevation change is obviously interesting. But yeah.
Plus his base works really well for going deeper.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by and allowing me to procrastinate from mining an ungodly amount of tuff because geez. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it. I've also mined a lot of tuff myself, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, such a pain, but it looks great, so what can you do? But,
One of the best blocks for sure.
yeah, no, I appreciate you stopping by, but I do need to get on with this and hopefully get plenty of progress done. So,
Alright. Yeah. Thanks for showing me. It was
yeah,
really, this is really, really cool. So yeah, crack on.
I shall. And we are done. Yeah, I am not doing well on time today, sadly. I did a couple of different things and it led to this build not being finished. However, what we have done is amazing and it's still good enough that I can fly through it and truly appreciate it. And I can also appreciate the fact that I didn't fly into a wall, which was a bit surprising. As you can see, my trapdoors are still not aging, but one thing I do really like now that I'm looking at it with shaders is I can see the lichen and the lanterns have just a different color, and I really, really like that. I think that looks really, really sick. Not only that, the hanging roots, the everything, it just looks really cool, and I'm really happy with it. I'm actually recording this on the day of Minecraft Live. You're seeing this the day after. And I do want to make a quick few comments. I'm sure people are interested in what my opinion is, being someone who doesn't play modded and stuff like that. So seeing new features for me is a little more jarring, I guess. And I won't give spoilers, but I think the new things are good, but not because I personally like them. I am personally undecided on whether I like the new big thing that they showed. But a lot of people in the community, all the Whimsies, have really been loving it. The things that they're saying about it, they're so hyped. They want to take advantage of the things that they've been talking about. And for that, I'm very happy. I love it when people have passion for the game that I love. And I think that not only the big thing that they showed, but also them recapping all the snapshots and stuff. I've been super into those. You've been hearing me talking about them on streams if you come to those. But for now, it is time for me to end. So, people, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to that fantastic stuff. And I'll see you next time where I'll actually be building the station. And hopefully this tunnel will be finished. So, yeah, see you guys next time. Bye, people. Bye.